You know, many airlines operate the same equipment, they operate the same aircraft, they're just painted differently. But what Qantas did some 6 years ago, we embarked on a pathway of design. We did this because we believe that design can be a differentiating factor between airlines. 6 years ago, we started our search for a designer that could help us achieve what we wanted to achieve in establishing a specific design footprint for the Qantas product. We searched all over the world. We went to Europe, Asia, and of course in Australia. We found Marc Newson, and the reason why we chose Marc was because of his practicality and his contemporary design. He designed our first-class lounges. Our Sydney first-class lounge has just won the best first-class lounge in the world. That's a massive achievement. It really helps put not just Qantas on the global stage, but also Australia.
The collaboration that Qantas and I have established is, well, it's really more than a collaboration. In fact, you know, I'm the sort of art director of the airline now and creative director, whatever you want to call it. You know, there aren't many aspects of the sort of creative things happening in the company that I'm not involved in one way or another. But our relationship really has evolved, and I mean that in a sort of fundamental way, that we've really kind of grown together to develop this relationship. And I think, you know, we really see ourselves as the same entity.
Of course, along with Marc Newson, we also work very closely with Akira Isagawa, Peter Morrissey and Colette Dinnigan. All of these designers are leaders in their field and help enhance the Qantas brand and export the excellent talent that Australia has to the world.
So I believe every day is an incredible gift. Fashion is a great way to enhance it. I get asked to do a lot of jobs that I don't do because I don't affiliate with the brand. I think Qantas's brand and their message is incredible. The uniform says that they are proud to work at the airline and they are dressed appropriately. I just think the chicness and the look of a man in a black suit with a white shirt and a tie, and the woman in the black dress or the printed dress. The whole look was to say we work for an incredible brand. They really appreciate us. We are so proud to work for this company. I think Aboriginal artists and art is an incredible thing. No one should ever walk on a Qantas flight and go, is that a Morrissey jacket? They should go, God, the staff look incredible.
You know, the A380 really heralds a new era in aviation. Not only is the aircraft much more fuel efficient and therefore better for the environment, but it gives our customers a more enhanced feeling of space and comfort on their very long journeys. Of course, Qantas knows all about long journeys because we do fly the longest routes in the world and we have become experts in comfort during very long sectors. The A380 will revolutionise air travel.
Today we have another big day in aviation history to celebrate. Qantas, the Australian premium airline, will receive its first A380, the flagship of the 21st century.
It certainly is. I know it's a cliche, a new era in aviation, and I couldn't be more pleased, and I know Alan feels the same, for Qantas to be heavily involved in it.
It's 20-25% more fuel efficient than existing aircraft in our fleet. The environmental benefits the aircraft gives us in lower CO2 emissions, which is very important for our customers and a focus in on our marketing going forward. And as Geoff said, it hits a wide range of boxes for us and for Qantas in particular. We think it's going to be a great aircraft and an aircraft of the future.
Oh, you got a Friday done. Once again. Okay. Yes, yeah. Okay.
I think the A380 is extremely important to Qantas. It's a new generation of aircraft. It allows us to be extremely competitive on a number of different areas. This product on this aircraft is superb. We believe it's the best of all of the airlines operating the aircraft. It means that we continue to improve our premium product overall. I think it's going to be a great flagship for the Qantas Group. I think it's a great, as I said, for the future. It's a big relief we have it now after a 2-year delay. We're very much looking forward to the customers now experiencing it. This purchase makes the statement that Qantas is a serious airline. It's one of the world's premium airlines. It's investing in the future, and that's very important, that we are spending $35 billion on new aircraft. So this is about investment and the future of the group, and I think it makes a massive statement about our commitment to that.
Well, it's an incredibly proud moment to finally see this aircraft being handed over to Qantas. It's been, I think, almost 6 years since I've been involved, and an enormous amount of work. Clearly, it's a brand new aircraft, and we've all been working on this project since the ground up.
The key objectives when we designed the A380 were not just the hard product in terms of the seat, but also the service. So when we designed the seats, we were looking at comfort, privacy, and also space for customers.
Qantas have very, very cleverly understood that, you know, design can be a very, very powerful tool.
In the design and development process, we were very deliberate in making sure that the design language that we used throughout the A380 was consistent from first class to economy.
And I think it's been an enormously astute move on Qantas's behalf to sort of single out design as one of the ways where they can isolate themselves in the marketplace, because I just don't see anyone else in the industry doing it as well as they do, not even coming close, in fact. The only parallel I can think of would be a company like Apple, and they're not in the aviation industry.
The menu design is really inspired by, I guess, lots of things that are happening around the world, so contemporary cooking. It's very important for us to showcase the best quality ingredients that Australia has to offer, and Australian wines and important Australian service with the cabin crew. But with the food, it's wonderful. We fly out of Australia, we pick very seasonal things, and by the same token, we try when we fly back from other places around the world to pick seasonal produce that represents what they do well. So great things like fresh asparagus out of London, or beautiful fresh wild mushrooms out of San Francisco in season. So that whole idea of in season and showcasing the country that we're flying to or flying from, but particularly the fact that we're an Australian airline, is really important.
Also, we were looking at service, so how can we design the product and the cabin environment to deliver an exceptional service? That included in-flight entertainment to using technology to enable our cabin crew to offer the best possible service to our customers.
I think Australian travellers' tastes have changed a lot over the last few years and the last decade, because food has become such an important part of what's happening in Australia. Sophistication in taste has become important, and lots of Australians travel, and that's what Qantas does. It takes lots of Australians to exotic destinations, so people are always striving for something new and interesting.
Well, my inspiration for the project, which, you know, ultimately leads to the drive that kept me going through the project, was really aircraft themselves, I guess, in a strange kind of way. I mean, it seems very, very obvious, but in fact, it's not so obvious, because a lot of other airlines and a lot of other designers that work in this industry seem pretty intent on taking environments that you'd see on the ground, you know, sort of terrestrial environments or sort of commercial environments like, you know, restaurants or shops, and trying to sort of shoehorn them into an airplane. That seems to be a kind of fundamentally flawed approach for me. I love airplanes, I love flying. I love the technology, the materials, the processes that have all been invented for the aerospace industry. So ultimately, I think this has to be a celebration of those values. You know, this is an aeroplane, there's no two ways about it, and it's a fantastic aeroplane. You know, I don't want this to look like someone's living room.
No matter what class you're in on that A380 and a Qantas aircraft, you're really travelling the best you possibly can, and that's the bottom line.